if we go into the intuition then with what you're doing, because I heard you talking about it's a algo and more kind of checking on the team behind it, because I think a lot of times people use influencers and things like that, hype up something, and that's why a lot of people lose their money. And a lot of the time, the kind of founders and they hide or they give a little bit of information and then they do a Houdini and they disappear. And yeah, they open up as something else later and do the exact same thing. But you were kind of talking about that and also tapping in with friends that have another ability as well. And I like listening to that because I mean, I've experienced stuff like that. Like some people might think it's woo woo, but unless you've experienced something and realize that, kind of intuition, let's call it. So is that something you've always done, or when you're kind of evaluating the different coins and crypto?
It's just something that happens. I do not ask for it. It just happens. So the full story with Algorand, and Algorand is one of the cryptos that I recommend everybody has in their portfolio. And let me tell you why. So as I was starting to do reviews on TikTok for cryptos, I was laying in bed one night and I was like, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to try to do one every day. And there was a list of maybe 20 of them that I was kind of thinking about doing in my head. And Algorand was one of them. It wasn't high on my list though. And I go to bed and I wake up and I heard somebody scream Algorand 3 times as I woke up. They're like, Algorand, Algorand, Algorand. And I was like, and I woke up, I was like, what Algorand? Okay. So obviously I have to do a review on Algorand, right? So I'm looking into this a little bit further and I'm really liking what I see. I mean, they're ISO 20022 certified, which means that they could potentially have bank adaption in the future, which I do believe is going to happen. Um, and they're a bit undervalued. They were hit, I think it hit over $2 a coin years ago, and then they pulled their staking rates, and then it dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. And I looked at the CEO, Stacy Warden, and I mean, I really how do I put this? I kind of cavity searched her from a psychic standpoint. She'd probably feel a little bit violated if she knew what I knew. And I don't put a lot of personal information out there. I wouldn't do that to somebody, but I'll tell you what, that woman has good karma. And that really makes a big difference when you're running a company is having good karma. Good things are going to start to align for you and your company. Whereas I've worked with many people that have had bad karma and you can hand them success on a platter and they fail all day, every day, no matter what you do. Stacy's different. I feel like Stacy's going to be extremely successful. I think she's focusing on the right things for Algorand, which is the development of their blockchain. And it is going to adapt very well in the future and do very well financially for people. Now, so after I get this stream of somebody screaming at me, Algorand, Algorand, Algorand. Okay, so I do a review. I kind of look into her. I'm like, okay, I really, really, really like this. This is one of my favorite cryptos, and I'm going to really push this to people because I want to help people make money. I don't necessarily benefit financially in any way, shape, or form if I make a TikTok video and I say, go buy this crypto. You know what I mean? I'm not affiliated with Algorand in any way. So then I want to say a couple weeks later, I have another dream where I'm out of my body and somebody is guiding me, showing me what they're doing in the office. And Stacy was at the front of the office. She was like a composer in an orchestra. Now I play the cello, so maybe that's why I kind of got that feeling of the composer feel, where she was directing the developers and they were developing something really innovative and something very important for the success of Algorand. And I was shown that. And then, of course, I make another TikTok video, right? And then I'm like, all right, I want to get people excited about Algorand.